Hey all, it's Craig from Yard to Table Creations, and we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between watering, say, garden beds and watering needs for trees. Now, this is a really good use for our inline drip tubing because we can give this a nice constant soak. Trees like deep watering, they like water down all the way to the bottom of their root ball. That requires a long, low, and slow soak of the soil, whereas opposed to a garden bed, that needs a lot of surface water because garden veggies and produce have a lot of surface roots, so we need to keep the surface wet. Tree, kind of the opposite. Surface can be a little bit dry. We need to make sure we keep the moisture underneath the soil. So we're going to install a ring of our inline drip around this tree. We've already got our poly tube installed here. We've got our line run to the tree. So now we're just going to install the ring. First thing, again, we're going to use our T couplers. Pop your T in here. We're going to put one end of our tubing connected here. And then we're going to measure a ring that's going to be about as far as the roots are away from the trunk. Now this is a brand new tree. It was put in the ground as a 5-gallon tree. So we know that the root ball is not more than a couple feet away. Now as this tree matures, obviously the roots are going to continue to spread out further in the soil, and we will add concentric rings going out from there as we need year after year. So in this case, we want about 2 feet all the way around from the trunk. We'll go ahead and cut our tubing to length and simply attach. Now, when we set up our clock for this, we're going to set this to run for probably at this time of year about 30 minutes, 3 times a week. That's going to give this plenty of water without having a bunch of water on the surface that's going to run off and not get to the root ball where we need it. So running these kind of efficient drip lines is really important in our area. We're in Southern California where, as most people know, we don't get a whole lot of rain. So what we don't want to do is waste a bunch of water because our water is precious, and in Southern California, it ain't cheap. So using a drip line like this is going to give us our most efficient use of water so that we get the water soaking where we need it and we don't waste water running down the hill into our neighbor's yard that's not being used for what we intend it to be used for.